Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Welcome. Brittany Green, that's my name. Many may know me as Success Comes Easy to Her. That's the credit lady, the financial literacy coach, author, and many other titles associated with my name. But I like to think of myself as a duck on the nice water, smoothing along, coasting on the surface, but underneath, I'm kicking profusely at record speed so that I'm beating the daily battles and failures that come along to me. Many will say, run with it. Keep a clean slate. Don't let them in too deep, and especially don't let them into your story, because if you do, you'll seem weak and vulnerable. Well, just like our fellow Toastmaster Mark says, everyone has a story. And I think that it's important that we share that story, because you never know who's listening, who needs to hear it, and how together we can make the one thing beautiful that was once frowned upon, and that's failure. November 6, 2018, at 9:07 a.m., my manager brought me into the office and sat me down, and with sweaty palms and a shaky voice, he said, "We're going to have to let you go." Now, in that moment, it's normal for someone to feel lost and unhopeful and betrayed, especially if you've given them the best time of your career. When you're young, that's when you're in your prime. And it was easy for me to say, oh, woe is me, and host the best pity party that I could have in that time frame. But instead, I said, you know what? I feel at peace. I have the courage to make a choice. Now, is that choice going to take me to the bottom of the ocean where failure lies, or am I going to swim to the top and land in my destiny? Well, I chose that day to step into my destiny. And I said to myself, self said, what are you really going to do? Are you really going to take the road and step into your destiny? How can you do it? A lot of times we don't have the answers. We just kind of step into some things. And I decided, I'm very thankful that I decided that day to take the high road, because I was able to develop a methodology in which we'll talk about today on how to turn failure in a different direction. Now, by definition and by conditioned mindset, we're used to failure being a bad thing. Who remembers report cards and getting F's on your report card, and one or two things happen? You were either going to get set back a grade, or mom was going to be upset, and sometimes it was both. So we know that that's what we're used to. So it's easy for us to kind of get into this shell of, okay, failure is a bad thing, and I did something bad, and instead of learn from it. So when we do that, anyone that follows the law of attraction knows that whatever you focus on, you're going to attract more of. So when you're constantly focused on those negative things, you're automatically blocking your brain's neurological pathway for creativity to lead you to success, because you're focused on the wrong things. So what if I could show you a way to make failure sexy? Who would be with me? Right? And I developed it with the methodology that I call the ACE method. The first step is acknowledge. That was the biggest thing for me, because when I first end up in a situation, I start dealing with things, in the beginning, I would sweep things under a rug, and who knows what happens when you sweep things under a rug. You make a big mess, and it ends up showing itself later. And then guess what? If we're trying to do something and move forward, that pushes us back. So the first step we have to do is acknowledge. The second sounds crazy, but celebrate. Holler. Yes, I did it, I failed. What? Sounds real crazy and uncomfortable, right? But so is growth. Growth is what's going to take you to the next step. And sometimes those necessary, uncomfortable places it'll take you will make you feel doubtful, sometimes hurt, but guess what? You're on the right mode and on the right path to growing. The last step is execution, which is the most important part. Who do you know that's great that made it and did it on the first try? Me neither. I don't know anyone. They had to fail over and over and over again. But you know what the difference was? Instead of them saying, oh my goodness, I did something bad, they said, you know what? I learned a way that wouldn't work. And they took it and they ran with it. So execution is the next step. Because when you attack a new project or a new way of doing something, you have to go full force, full confidence, and take it on with a vengeance. And what will this do? It'll carry you out, and it'll become a cycle. And next thing you know, it's second nature. And you've done it, and you've won. And you've gotten to success a lot quicker than you thought you had. So I don't know who's going through anything at this time, what barriers you may face tomorrow. But I'm going to leave you with this challenge. I want you guys to take on the ACE methodology and watch what it really does to yourself and people around you. And I'll leave you with this question. I need everybody to get hyped. Everybody, give me a drum roll. Give me a drum roll. How will you feel tomorrow? Toastmaster?